holy basil, chromium picolate, and elderberry.
Okay, good. I wanted to talk about those. So all of those are good blood sugar regulators. That's why I was going to take those. And I started taking the chromium picolinate right away, and I was taking the holy basil. And I'm going to tell you, I started losing weight like nobody's business.
Really?
Yeah, I started dropping, I think I dropped like 4 pounds in 2 days or something. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is not an experiment about supplements. So I quit taking them. I quit taking them because I didn't want that to be a big swayer of the data, if that makes any sense to you. Like, I felt like that was a physical help that I didn't need to add into
that took the focus off the other thing.
Off the energy, because it's about the energy is what we really are trying to experiment about. So then I decided, now, bear with me, I'm going to negotiate a compromise on my contract. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I write this down?
Possibly. Instead of taking the chromium and the holy basil and all that,
okay,
I'm still going to take the holy basil because of the eosinophil, because when I stopped for 5 days, I started going back. So I'm still going to take the holy basil. But I am going to energetically download chromium picolinate and elderberry into myself through energy instead of physically taking it orally. Is that okay? Can we change it to that? Because then it's more about the energy work still.
Right.
It sort of gives me a happy medium to see if that's going to do anything. Okay, so let's talk about that 4 pounds I lost. As soon as I quit taking that stuff, I gained them back. But it was also a menstrual time for me, so I always usually tend to gain a little weight then. But now that I've come away from there, I am about 3.5 pounds lighter.
Huh, pretty good.
Yeah, and it's staying every day. It's not fluctuating up and down. I'm staying at about 3 pounds lighter, 3.5 pounds lighter than I was a month ago.
So that's pretty good.
I mean, I haven't tried anything other than energetically things. That's it. Except for, like I said, I did lose weight initially with the chromium, but I took that away immediately because I didn't want that to be such a
contributing factor.
Such a sway. And since then, the only thing I've stuck with is the holy basil. So I gained the 4 pounds back and more, like another pound, and then I went back down about 3 pounds over time.
So that's pretty good. That's 3 pounds in a month is actually a very healthy way to lose weight.
It's less than a pound a week, but it's amazing considering, again,
that you didn't.
I don't ever lose weight generally, except that I really am going to step up right here and attribute that 3 pounds to possibly my winter weight coming off because I did start exercising again.
Right. So this next month,
next month should show something more concrete if there is anything to show.
Right.
So and there will be because I know it's true.
So my report.
Good.
I did bless my food.
Good.
But I did not love infuse my water consistently.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe twice a week, I remembered.
Okay, so you did do it a little.
Yes.
Good. Could you notice a difference when you drank that water?
Yes.
It tastes different.
It does. It tastes better.
It's weird.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, but, mass blessing it or infusing it with love makes sense. So I am going to try that this coming
at least once
month.
A day, because it won't be all the water you drink.
But I have that big container.
Oh yeah, so it
that
will be
I
a lot
usually
of your
bring
water.
with me, but I left it at home. And so that's the water really that I drink while I'm here, and then when I get home, then I usually that water's gone and I have to replenish. So
okay, so at least half your water, it sounds like, you'll get.
So, but I did say a prayer over my food, and sometimes I did it obviously, and sometimes I didn't, and my husband kind of picked up on it, and he started saying grace, which is not the way that I do it, but it's still fine. Praying over food is being grateful for what God has provided.
Tell me what happened. You started saying it in a different way?
I say here, my prayer is, please, God, help this food nourish my body and let me get only good things that I need from it and let the toxic waste be rinsed through.
Perfect. That's what we had talked about, right?
Right. And so one day I bowed my head before we were eating. Steve goes, "Are you praying?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am."
So it's not a normal occurrence. You guys don't usually pray before your meal.
Right.
Like out loud.
I do. I always ask God to bless this food and thank him for it because I'm a big gratitude person.
I do that too, but I do it like to myself.
Same with me. So. But this one day, I don't know why he caught me. Maybe it was more obvious.
Maybe he was supposed to see it.
Yes, and so now he says a prayer every now and then. Not every night, but...
Does he mimic the same type of prayer? Or
no,
is it different?
He says his own prayer.
Very nice, though.
Yeah.
Wow. That's sort of a little wow for me.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I liked it too. So that's been good.
Good.
And then I got that cold... And I really wasn't very hungry, but I made myself eat, and because if I don't eat, I get real loopy. But I worked through it. I only stayed home really for that Tuesday.
She can't afford loopy.
No, I can't. I'm going to try that holy basil. Maybe that'll ring my bells. The only day I stayed home was last Tuesday. And so really that wasn't bad. And it was because I couldn't talk.
Right. And when I talked to you, you said you weren't feeling poorly if it wasn't for your voice. Uh-huh. I mean, it was a little bit.
I did feel not real good.
For like a day or two.
Sunday,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, Sunday night is when it happened. Mm-hmm. It was like someone threw a blanket at me and all of a sudden, you know how when a blanket lands on you, how it just kind of covers you? That's what, all of a sudden I just felt horrible.
That's weird. And, we've talked about this before, too. Law of Order would say that it's the absence of wellness, that the absence of focusing on your wellness. So I don't know. What does that mean? What does that really mean?
Well, when I always look back at, because of my thalassemia, I kind of have to watch. If there's a pattern to when I get sick, I watch for it. Mm-hmm. And so I looked in my journal, in my day timer, and it's every time I went to Ohio and I was around a lot of people.
Ah.
And that weekend before that.
When you go down there.
Right. I need to take echinacea before and double up on my C. But, and that weekend, I was around not just one large group of people, but two. So,
it's interesting.
So it must have been Monday night. It was Monday night that happened, and I woke up Tuesday, and I told Steve, I said, wow, all of a sudden I don't feel very good. Mm-hmm. And I woke up Tuesday, and I couldn't talk.
I think that's how all the recent illnesses have been. Like, all the people that have been coming in, they're like, man, it just hit me overnight. Like, it's just... It wasn't a creeper.
Weird.
It wasn't a creeper. It just poof, and you're sick.
And I know I had a fever and everything.
Yeah, that's weird. But I'm glad if you had a fever, that means your body was fighting it. It was on it right away.
Right.
So that's what we want. We definitely want the response time to be low.
So I didn't do my gym thing is what I'm getting to. I was doing really good. And
did you go to the gym a couple times?
I did, but maybe 3 times. And then I got that sickness. And... ooh, that's the last thing I felt like doing. But I still did my crunches, my kettlebell deadlifts, and I didn't even dance. And I have to be pretty not feeling good to not do that part.
Yeah.
But I lost weight anyway.
Well, you were sick and you didn't eat.
But
you cheated.
I've been well for... I still ate. I just didn't eat as much.
How much did you lose, honey?
I didn't get on the scale, but my jeans are baggy.
Cool. So there's some change. And then, for whatever reason, okay. So I've been taking that holy basil. And like I told you, it's also a blood sugar leveler. Like it helps you level out your blood sugar. So did chromium. So did the elderberry. So yesterday I had a situation. Usually I told you I'm hypoglycemic. I'm terribly hypoglycemic. And if I don't eat, I just get sick. I just start to get nauseated, sick, and then eventually I'll black out. I have a hard time with it. So I always have to make sure I'm snacking or doing something. Well, yesterday I got up, and I wasn't really hungry, but I ate a bagel anyway because I was like, well, I'm going to have a long day. And my job, I was working in Pigeon yesterday from like 11:30 till 6:30. So I thought, and no break. And so I thought, well, I should probably eat before I go. Well, I forgot. I totally forgot. I just went to work, and I got to work, and I was like, shoot, I didn't eat. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. But I had that bagel at about 10 a.m., maybe 9. So I went through my day, and there came a little point. It was like 3:30-ish where I had like 15 minutes where somebody canceled, and I was like, ooh, I should eat. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm not hungry. Like, I'm not hungry. I'm not shaking. I'm not jittery. I'm not nauseous. I'm not nauseated. I don't feel bad.
Wow, so that means your blood sugar is being regulated.
Something is different. Something is different because that's not normal. Like, I have to eat every 3 to 4 hours. I have to have a cracker, cheese, a glass of orange juice. I have to have something with a little bit of sugar about every 3 to 4 hours, or I start to get nauseous or start to shake or get cloudy-headed or whatever it is. None of it. None of it. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat till I'm hungry. Why should I eat if I'm not hungry and I'm not feeling it? So I didn't. And I waited till after work, and it was 6:30, and I was like, okay, I should be hungry. And I wasn't hungry. I really wasn't. I mean, I really wasn't. Like, normally I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to eat now. I cannot wait for dinner because if I wait till I get home and I cook, and I'm going to
be 8, 9 o'clock.
It's going to be awful. So I was like, I should really eat now, but I'm not hungry. I said, I'm not going to eat. So then I came home and I made a quick dinner. So I got home 7:30-ish. I made a quick dinner. So we were eating by 7:45. I was full, like pretty quick. I was full. And then I was like, okay. And then I usually want like something sweet before I go to bed. I didn't have any craving for anything sweet. And I just went to bed. And I'm like, the only thing lately that I've been doing different is that holy basil. And that is a blood sugar regulator. And I believe it is helping me with my hypoglycemia. I truly believe that. So I'm going to keep up with that because I really think that stuff overall has made it to at least my number 2 spot. I've bumped a lot of my go-tos down for holy basil. I love it. I think it's amazing. So, I've got my top 5. I've got silver, oregano oil. Love it.
Oregano oil is what I took for an antibiotic to get this out of my lungs.
Awesome. Wheatgrass.
Oh, I love wheatgrass.
Wheatgrass is amazing with so many benefits. Holy basil. And I don't know. I got my last spot. I'm going to leave it open because I got a rotating on that. I got so many rotating ones that I like for that. But probably B12 because B12 is so dangerously important to people that they don't even know. It is our precursor for our myelin sheath. It helps us to keep from getting, Parkinson's and dementia and all of those things.
How do you take
neuropathy.
it? What?
I take it sublingually. I take B12
so that's
sublingually,
what I have.
which is under the tongue. They have liquid. They have little tablets that melt away. They have hard capsules, but, or hard tablets, but how am I supposed to break that down in time to get it into my bloodstream?
Right.
Medical doctors think it's so important that they actually give shots of it into the bloodstream directly because it's got to hit there quick in order for it to be even useful to us. So that's why I like the whole putting it under the tongue thing because it's going to soak through that thin membrane.
Do you have the liquid that you do sublingually? Same with me.
And if the directions say on it, hold this under your tongue for 30 seconds and then swallow, that's the kind you want. So
right, that's what mine
and
says.
that's what you got to do.
And that is something that I often forget. So I have one at home and one here. Because so many times in the morning, because of my thalassemia, I have to... There's certain things I have to take, right? And B vitamins is one of them. And then because of thyroid issues, I have to take sea kelp. but I usually take that at night. Those are the things two things that I cannot go without. Now,